Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this September the 9th, 2023. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Saturday out there so far. Everybody has a great Saturday evening. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about your forecast for Sunday and Monday. Also, we're going to take a look at Hurricane Lee as well and go into a little bit more detail this evening on what it looked like today. Also, we're going to take a look at the watches, warning, and advisory map for your location across the nation. Also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center overview and a few other products they offer. And also, we're going to take a look at the Hurricane Center map on Tropical Storm Margot. We'll take a look at that at the end of this broadcast. So stick around to the entire video and do not miss a beat of my forecast. Okay, if you're a new viewer and you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button today for me. I greatly appreciate it. That way you get to keep up with my forecast twice per day unless something comes up. Also, if you can like these videos, share these videos, and let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. And we're going to dive on into the weather forecast for you. Okay, as you can see here, we got quiet conditions starting from Quebec, Canada, down toward just west of Montreal, west of Toronto, back in the portion of Michigan, also down in the portion of Indiana, all the way down in the portion of Arkansas, Missouri, also toward the Dallas, Houston area, toward Louisiana, over toward Mississippi and Alabama, western Tennessee, western Kentucky as well. Alright, we got dry conditions across southern portion of Canada, southwestern areas there as well, just around the Vancouver region. Also in the portion of Minnesota and through the Dakotas, also in the portion of Montana, toward Seattle, Washington, down toward Oregon and San Francisco, Los Angeles. Also in the portion of Arizona, southern New Mexico, also in the Mexico and central Mexico as well, and also into the Gulf of California as well. Here is Tropical Depression Java. Java will continue to move on off into the west and will be bye-bye Java. Alright, here's a look at the, here's some rain showers extending offshore and also in the southwestern Canada and western portion of Washington State. We got some showers and thunderstorms reported in California through Nevada, through Utah, and the portion of Montana, all the way back in the portion of South Dakota, through Nebraska. Also just around the Denver, Colorado region as well. Down into New Mexico, also Oklahoma, down into Texas, down to the Gulf of Mexico. Also through the Florida Keys region, also into Miami, Florida, up to Atlanta, Georgia. Through the Carolinas, up to Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York, Boston, all the way up into Maine. And just east of Montreal and Toronto, Canada, also up towards Chicago, Illinois as well, and Wisconsin and southern Canada around Lake Superior as well, with some showers and storms there. Alright, in the purple areas over here in portion of Montana through Wyoming and also in the Denver, which is west of Denver, Colorado, and portion of Utah, that's a mixed precipitation will be falling in that region. The red slashed area from Oklahoma and the portion of Nebraska, some heavy rain and flash flooding possible. Also, same over here in portion of West Virginia, all the way into portion of New Hampshire as well for some heavy rain and flash flooding for your Sunday. Alright, here's your forecast for Monday. As you can see, we got quiet conditions from Quebec, Canada, through portions of Montreal, just east of Toronto, Canada. Also in the portion of Ohio, down into Kentucky, all the way down toward Houston, Texas, over toward Atlanta, Georgia, through the Carolinas as well, and southern Virginia. Also down at South Texas, northern and central Mexico as well, to the Gulf of California. Also down into portions of Los Angeles, San Francisco, up towards Seattle, Washington, Vancouver, Canada, through portions of Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, also toward the Dakotas, and the portion of Nebraska, Iowa, and also into Minnesota. Southern areas of the Canada region, the southwestern area, you will remain dry as well. We got more showers and storms continue over here in portions of just southwestern Canada, offshore in the coastal waters there as well. More showers and storms, especially from Nevada all the way down to Arizona, northwestern Mexico, also through Denver, Colorado, up into portion of Wyoming, through Nebraska, down toward the Dallas area of Texas, also toward Chicago, Illinois, also into southern Canada, around Lake Superior, and also around Toronto, Canada as well. We got more showers and storms down here in the Gulf of Mexico, through toward the Florida Keys, Miami area, offshore in the coastal water. Here's Hurricane Lee appearing on the map here of this forecast cycle. We got up toward Washington, D.C., some showers and storms there. Philadelphia, New York, all the way to Boston, Maine, also toward New York State, Pennsylvania, through portions of western North Carolina as well. Alright, over here in portions of Utah and also just west of Denver, Colorado, there may be some mixed precipitation falling in that region for your Monday. All right, now here's the big story here. Here's Hurricane Lee. Lee looks a little bit better defined this afternoon and evening across the tropical Atlantic. As you can see, we got a little bit more. Right now, it still remains a Category 3 hurricane with winds of 115 miles per hour. It still could weaken down to a possibly a hurricane, but some re-strengthening is possible over the next couple of days per the National Hurricane Center. So we're going to watch and see how that plays out over the coming days. All right, we're going to take a look at the forecast cone, the advisory location 2. As a okay, should be coming up here in just the middle of the storm here. The big yellow spot, that's the wind field. Tropical storm force wind. Hurricane force winds is the little oranger color here. The National Hurricane Center keeps it a major hurricane going all the way through next Thursday. It takes a turn and heads pretty close to Bermuda. I've been talking about Bermuda for the past several days here, that Bermuda may get impacted by this storm. So anybody in Bermuda, you need to be on the lookout, because I would not be surprised to see some hurricane and maybe some tropical storm force wind coming toward your location. Still expecting rip current risk, some high surf advisories issued for portions of the area along the coastal areas, probably coming up in the next several days to come. Probably some rip current risk, also some maybe inland flooding right along coastal areas there of the Outer Banks of North Carolina, maybe even ports of South Carolina and Georgia as well. So anybody along coastal areas of South Carolina, Georgia, and all the way up toward the Outer Banks, all the way up toward Maine, you need to be on the lookout for high rip current risk, and also maybe some coastal flooding inland areas as well. All right, if you're plotting this storm at home, the current location is located near latitude 20.7 north, longitude 59.1 west. Maximum sustained winds remain at 115 miles an hour with higher gusts, and movement is to the west-northwest at 10 miles per hour. Right now it's classified as a 110 miles per hour greater storm, and that would be a major hurricane, and that's going to, according to the Hurricane Center, it's going to remain a major hurricane through next Thursday, but then should be some gradual weakening after that. But I would not be surprised, maybe it could weaken a little bit overnight tonight. But what you just seen on the current satellite imagery, looks like it's getting a little bit better organized. So maybe some possible strengthening over the next few days. All right, let's take a look at the computer models. This is the hurricane models from the National Hurricane Center. As you can see here, they're pretty well compacted pretty tightly all the way through about 96 hours out. And then they kind of diverge a little bit, but they still pretty well tightly wound and continues to move on off to the north. Here's Bermuda. That's the center of the storm. Tropical storm force wind will go right over the island. So, all right, Bermuda, get ready. Sometime later next week, you will be experiencing tropical storm conditions in your region. All right, take a look at the intensity guidance. Alright, wind gusts. Most of the models do keep it into a Category 3. There is a few more trying to go back into a Category 4. So it could possibly strengthen back into a Category 4 before it finally starts weakening back down in the next 60 hours all the way to 168 hours and just become a tropical storm. Should be within 168 hours out according to the intensity guidance of this forecast here. Alright, well that takes care of Lee. Let's move on to the local forecast now here again. This is going to be the watches, warning, and advisory map for your location across the nation. As you can see here, we got some flood advisory, flood warning, special weather statements for portions of New Hampshire all the way down into portions of the Boston area. Also, we got some flash flood warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, and severe thunderstorm watches also in effect for portions of New York State, also into Pennsylvania, also over toward New Jersey, Delaware, and the Maryland region as well. We have some flood advisories, some severe thunderstorm warnings, flood warnings, and also some always down eastern Kentucky and Tennessee as well, with some warnings ongoing there as well, and some special weather statements. Alright, we still got that heat advisory for portions of central and south Texas, special weather statements to the south. Also, we got a warning right there as well in West Texas. Severe thunderstorm watch, also warning for portions of Nebraska and Kansas and one county in eastern Colorado. Got some severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing there as well. Special weather statements for you guys in portions of New Mexico and also into Utah and also into Nevada for some strong thunderstorm. Also, excessive heat warning remains in effect for you guys in Southern California and southern and southwestern Arizona. Air quality alert still in effect for a couple of counties there in portions of Colorado. Wind advisories over portions of Alaska. Gale warnings around the area there of Alaska. South side, Hawaiian Chain Islands, central and south. Gale warnings there. North side looks a-okay at this time. Alright. Storm Prediction Center overview. As you can see here, the current watches are up here in portions of New York State, down in the portion of Pennsylvania. We'll get to that in a minute. That's where that marginal slight risk area there. Scattered activity through the general thunderstorm area from portions of Virginia down into Florida. Marginal risk down in southeast Texas. General thunderstorms in the lighter green area. Marginal risk over in portions of Utah and also into portions of Nevada. Slight risk to marginal risk extended from portions of Wyoming, also into Kansas and Nebraska. And also marginal risk down into portions of New Mexico as well. Alright, convective outlook. That's what I was just explaining. Current watches in effect over here in portions of Nebraska, Kansas, and eastern Colorado. Also in New York State, Pennsylvania, and over toward the Delaware area. This area is just concerning watches possible in some of these locations. That's just talking about that current watch over here, same over here. Some of these other areas in Texas, New Mexico, and possible, but the one here is probably unlikely at this time. Alright, storm report. We had one tornado report this afternoon. That was over here at the Colorado Kansas border. Also, we had wind report. We had 71. 0 was high. They were pretty much from portion of Massachusetts, Connecticut region down toward Pennsylvania, through portion of Delaware, New Jersey area, through portion of West Virginia, North Carolina, northwest Georgia region as well. Hail report, we had 15. 2 of them were large, pretty much over in portions of Nebraska, also up in portions of the Delaware region as well. 2 of them were large. That took place over here in Nebraska. Total number 87. I would not be surprised to see a few more numbers increase. Fire weather, no areas of fire weather at this time, so we're good on that. Alright, take a look. We're going to take a look at Margot. Alright, as you can see, here's tropicals. Here's Hurricane Lee. This northeast of the Leeward Island. Here's Margot. If you're tracking Margot at home, the center of storm is located at latitude 21.0 north, longitude 38.7 west. Movement is to the northwest at 8 knots or 9 miles per hour. Minimum center pressure 1004 millibar, and the maximum sustained winds are 40 knots or 45 miles per hour at this time. Alright, and elsewhere in the tropics, it's pretty quiet at this time. So, alright, well, hope everybody enjoyed this video. Everybody continue to stay safe and well. Also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, consider subscribing if you have not. And we'll catch you back in the next video. So have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday evening, folks. Take care.